When everyone's favorite pop princess met the backup dancer from Fresno, the whole world was watching.
The paparazzi follow their every move. Everybody wants to see what's going on in their life.
But happily ever after was never a sure thing.
I don't think anybody was really surprised when Britney filed for divorce.
Now Britney's enjoying her newfound freedom. But for 2 years, Britney and K-Fed did their best to prove the doubters wrong.
My wife is an inspiration to me for life in general.
Is married life blissful?
It's awesome. It's very, very cool. I love it.
I love it too.
But when love flares up that suddenly, there's always the danger of burnout. Hold on tight, because this is a ride that came to a crashing halt. It's Britney and Kevin's love ride. Everything about Britney and Kevin's relationship was chaotic from the start, even the wedding.
Britney and Kevin claimed that they were going to have this secret wedding in Sherman Oaks, California at a friend's house, but instead it wasn't so secret.
The romantic whirlwind couldn't last forever. Even as Kevin and Britney became parents, twice, the road kept getting harder for Mr. and Mrs. Federline.
The forces working against Britney and Kevin were innumerable.
It was a difficult choice to break up their family and file for divorce. But in November 2006, Britney felt it was her only option. But why did fate bring them together if it wasn't meant to be? How did it all fall apart in the end? To find the answers, you have to turn back the clock. Fresno, California, 1978. Kevin Federline was born into a tight-knit working-class family. 3 years later, over 2,000 miles away in Kentwood, Louisiana, Britney Spears arrived.
Even today, Kevin and Britney are very, very close to their families.
In 1986, when Kevin was 8 years old, his parents divorced. Kevin moved in with his dad and stepmom, but remained on good terms with both his parents. Kevin's childhood girlfriend, Felicia Caballero, remembers him from grade school.
My first impression of Kevin, when I first met him, just a dorky, short, little skater kid.
In Louisiana, young Britney discovered her love of performing early on.
I totally had it in me, and I knew that's what I wanted.
At the age of 8, Britney already had a goal, to be a member of the Mickey Mouse Club.
It was this big open call. So my parents, they drove me to Atlanta, which is like a really long drive, just because we had nothing to do that weekend. We're like, why not?
Britney wasn't chosen, but the casting director recognized her potential.
He said, you know, you're too young, but I really think you should go to New York, because he knew a lot of agencies.
In the summer of 1991, Britney and her mom took a chance and left the family home for New York City.
I come from a small town. It was just unheard of just to up and go to New York.
That same year, 12-year-old Kevin started dating Felicia, his classmate at Tenaya Middle School.
He was shy at first, you know, anytime he came around someone new, but he was never shy for very long.
While Kevin attended public school, Britney enrolled in the Professional Performing Arts School in the city. She spent her free time auditioning, and soon Britney landed a part in the off-Broadway play Ruthless.
It was really grueling because, you know, you do the same thing every night, and it's really monotonous.
Meanwhile, on the other side of the country, Kevin developed his own talent for performing. He started dancing on the street, but at 13, Kevin was ready to get some serious moves. He didn't know it then, but dance put him on course to meet his future wife.
I actually am the one who took him to his first hip-hop class. Although he was dancing, breakdancing on the streets, he had never been to a real dance class.
Like Britney, Kevin's potential was unmistakable.
Kevin could just move. He had a natural talent to move his body. His confidence, his self-esteem started building, and he just really started looking for his look and what he wanted to look like and how he wanted to represent himself with this hip-hop.
Back on the East Coast, Britney's career took a leap forward in 1992 when she got her wish, a spot in the Mickey Mouse Club. She left New York and headed for Orlando.
Probably what attracted the people at Disney to Britney Spears was her all-American girl quality. She was very honest. She seemed to work hard. She expected a lot of herself. She had an inner drive.
The Mickey Mouse Club was more than a professional opportunity for Britney. It also turned out to be the first stop on her love ride.
Britney and Justin met as Mouseketeers on the Mickey Mouse Club. Included in that group were J.C. Chazet, Kerry Russell, Christina Aguilera, but those two clearly had eyes for each other from the beginning.
Of course, Britney was only 11 and Justin 12, so it was just puppy love. But out west, Kevin was a serious Romeo.
He was already telling me 2 weeks into the relationship that he loved me. If it were any other guy, I would be like, get away, you know. But with him, I was like, wow.
15-year-old Kevin broke up with Felicia in '93. Between girls and dancing, Kevin didn't have much time for books. In 1994, he dropped out of high school after the 9th grade and found work at the local Pizza Hut. That same year, Britney's career hit a roadblock. The Mickey Mouse Club ended, and suddenly she was a normal schoolgirl again. But back in Kentwood, Britney missed more than just performing.
During all of this time of being away from Justin and her fellow Mouseketeers, it's quite safe to say that she was probably pining for the boy who had become her first crush.
Life without Britney's 2 favorite things, performing and Justin, was no fun.
The first year was fine. I just really got bored and I wanted to sing again.
She was restless for bigger fame. She wanted that ultimate worldwide fame and decided to go for it again and get herself back into the entertainment industry.
In 1997, Britney got her chance to sing again when she joined the girl group Innocence. Many aspiring starlets would have been content with that opportunity. But Britney's instinct told her that she was destined for something bigger, and she soon quit the band before recording with them to pursue a solo career.
The girl group was not very successful, so she could well have disappeared into obscurity had she taken up that offer.
15-year-old Britney chose to take charge of her future, and in the summer of 1997, she flew to New York in search of a record deal. One of the companies Britney went to was Jive Records. When the Suits heard the bubbly girl from Louisiana, they were won over instantly.
Clearly they saw a star in the making and snapped her up very quickly.
Britney scored the record deal she'd always wanted. She was on a path to fame and eventually to Kevin.